But you talk about hacking mental health. You make it sound deceptively simple. Because I think what you do is actually something very deep. Socrates said the unexamined life is not worth living. But really what you're doing is examining your life. You bring a radical transparency, but also authenticity and self-awareness. What were some of the therapies that you used that help you do that? What were some of your learnings and unlearnings about sort of happiness, purpose in this journey?
I think one thing I'll say about this journey is I trusted a lot of people. I know people who've gone through a lot of trauma and all that, and they may not have trusted a lot of people. So I think only when we talk about vulnerability, only when you trust someone with your vulnerability, otherwise they don't know what's going on, right? So unless you tell them that you've got something going on, then you can receive a lot of help. So when you talk about this whole journey, then I got so much advice from people. I got different opinions, perspectives. So then you kind of pick and choose what really works for you, because then you have a lot of sources. I mean, it could get confusing also, but you do have a lot of perspectives to choose from. And I think, Richa, I think one thing I'm really blessed with is this gift of writing. Writing is really a gift. Yeah. Because if you have that, then you can bring a lot of rigor to your thinking as well as empathy. Especially I don't want to be and you're a millennial, so I don't want to be, disrespectful to millennials, but there's this whole thing about be kind to yourself, and take care of your mental health. And I think, of course, you should be kind to yourself, but be rigorous with yourself also.
Absolutely.
You have to have a mixture of rigor and empathy. And all my years of design thinking and interviewing CEOs like my uncle here have, made me kind of come to this with a perspective of rigor and empathy both.
Accept yourself and expect more from yourself.
Yeah, and understand and analyze, really be honest with yourself as to let's say, whose approval are you seeking in life, at the end of the day? Who are you trying to make happy? So, and keep asking yourself those questions until you find an answer.
No, absolutely, and I think that leads me to another question for Mr. Piramal. So, Aparna, now you have a multi-hyphenated identity, but I know you struggled with identity a lot. Mr. Piramal, you have said in the past, my business is not my identity. I think it takes a lot of courage to say that. I think for a lot of people, their identity lies in that one elusive position or salary or material possession. How do we go about finding our identity and our sense of purpose in a world that's giving us such wrong cues? Material acquisition rather than sort of other kinds of spiritual fulfillment.
So I think we have to go to the basic. What is really the purpose of life? I mean, why does anybody live? Actually, it is that it is the pursuit of happiness. Even the US Constitution begins with the pursuit of happiness.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
But there is a difference in that pursuit of happiness and what our scriptures say. The happiness is not from outside. The happiness is from within. And therefore, for that happiness to be within, you have to have a heart which is full of love, full of happiness, and you have to seek it within. So even in identity, you have to look within, because your identity changes. Think of it, I mean, forget profession. You have an identity when you're growing up as an identity of being a child, then you become a mother, then you become a wife, you become whatever. It is always changing. Yeah. Or look at my own business. I had early on started as identity of textiles. That's right. But I gave up textiles. So, I mean, there are many people who at that time questioned me that why are you giving up textiles? That's your identity. But did I feel less because of that? No. Then I went into pharmaceuticals. I gave that up. I started something else. So identity is not determined by what outside is, what others think, but from within. And that is where spirituality, as they call the Satchitanand, but that's the identity. And purpose is another big thing. I think you have to have a larger purpose in life than, okay, I will become a CEO or my wealth will become X or Y. The purpose has to be really doing well in life, doing good, and making a difference to the world. If you do not have that purpose, you will always fall short. And in identity, suppose today you're a CEO of you come on the cover of whatever business today, tomorrow you fail, you'll feel depressed. So it is all within. If you are strong within, through times you will go.
Absolutely.